sie von mir, sie sich mit einem Fremden her. Das wär doch sonderbar, mit solchen Teufeln treten da, sie wahrlich meine Herz und Leid ihn nicht für wahr, spricht denn diese Situation hier nicht klar und deutlich schon. Mit mir so spät im Bett, ganz traurig und allein, in dem Kostüm so ganz, in dem kann nur allein der Gatte sein.
Mit ihr so spät im Bett, ganz traurig und allein, in dem Kostüm
So ganz,
mit ihm kann nur allein der Gatte sein.
gleich meinem Pascha fanden sie in ihrem Schlafrock vis-à-vis. Die Mütze auf dem Haupt, dass man bei solchem Bilde noch ein wenig zweifeln könnte doch. Das hätt ich nie geglaubt. Sehen Sie doch, wie agent, wie sich nach Ruhe sehnt. Im Tät und Tät mit mir, so spät schlief mir beinahe schon ein. So nett und so blasiert kann nur allein ein Mann sein.
Im Tät mit ihr so spät schlief mir beinahe schon ein.
So
nett
und so
blasiert kann nur allein ein Mann sein. Nein, zweifle ich gar nicht mehr, doch da ich fort nun muss, so geben Sie, ich bitte sehr, sich schnell den Abschiedskuss.
Den Abschiedskuss!
Den Abschiedskuss! Den Abschiedskuss!
Nun denn, wenn es sein muss, da haben Sie den Kuss.
Soll ich so brummen müssen für den werten Herrn Gemahl? Kann ich für ihn noch küssen? Komm, Weibchen, küss mich noch einmal. Mein Herr, ich bin etwas pressiert, da ich selbst noch invitiert. Drum lassen Sie uns gehen, ja, lassen endlich Sie uns gehen.
Sie finden gewiss dort meinen Gemahl.
Wir brummen vielleicht in demselben Lokal.
Oh, schonen Sie mich.
Ganz sicherlich,
Ach, schonen Sie mich.
ganz sicherlich. Wollen Sie nur schnell, der Wagen ist zur Stell. Drum fort, nur schnell. Mein schönes, großes Vogelhaus, es ist ganz nahe hier. Viel Vögel flattern ein und aus, bekommen Freiquartier. Drum lade ich Sie ganz höflich ein, verehrtester, ich bitt, dort auch mein werter Gast zu sein, dort auch mein werter Gast zu sein. Verehrtester, ich bitt, spaziert's gefälligst mit. Wenn es sein muss, so will ich gehen.
Doch schweigen Sie.
Es soll geschehen, nur fort, schnell fort. Gleich will ich mich bequemen, doch ist noch Abschied nehmen.
Genug, mein Herr, es ist schon gut.
Ein Küsschen noch, dann hab ich Mut.
Nein, genug, wir müssen scheiden.
Ein Küsschen gibt Trost mir im Leiden. Mein Herr, genug der Zärtlichkeit, wir kommen nicht zu Ende heut. Genug, es ist jetzt Zeit. Sein schönes, großes Vogelhaus, es ist ganz nahe hier. Viel Vögel flattern ein und aus und finden frei Quartier. Er ladet sich ganz höflich ein, dort auch sein Gast zu sein. Die Fliege für der Hand sich rein, das muss das Beste sein. Doch wie herrlich selbst beginnt die Angst zu gehen. Vögel, die sich ein mit solch Parteien. Das Tschüsser sind so schon im Rings von Lande Telefon. Denn vor es muss der Geist ein es muss ja sein.
Hello there, my mostly self-isolated friends, and welcome to The High Note, our monthly live stream featuring updates, interviews, and more from Opera Orlando. Whoa, big crowd today. I'm your host, Gabriel Preisser, broadcasting live from the Opera Orlando offices, and we were just enjoying the Act 1 finale from Die Fledermaus. Hard to believe that we are less than 2 months away from opening night. I know. I'm excited too. Tickets are on sale for Die Fledermaus, and given it is reduced capacity with the audience spread out in the Disney Theater at Dr. Phillips Center, you might want to act fast because these tickets are flying away like bats. Oh, yeah. That was a rough one. Sorry about that. Now, before we get to our special guest today, we do have some breaking news. Oh boy. I don't know who that horn player is, but he or she is excellent. We would like to officially welcome our new development director at Opera Orlando, Mr. Russell Allen. There he is right there. There's a picture of Russell. I don't know how he stays so still like that. Now, Russell is no stranger to the Orlando area, having served as general director for the Orlando Ballet back in the early 2000s. He has worked in opera for over 20 years, including 9 years as president and CEO of Virginia Opera. Russell really is a leader in the cultural arena. He has been active on grant review panels for the State Arts Commission and for the National Endowment for the Arts. We are beyond excited to have him, and I know he is excited to meet you or reconnect with those of you who he already knows. Let's hear it for Russell. All right, thank you. Yeah, give him a warm Orlando welcome there. I appreciate that. Now, today we have 4 special guests, actually. That might be a record for us. We'd like to welcome the 4 members of our Studio Artists program to join us today. And just to give you a little background here, these 4 singers really play a huge part in our season, taking on main stage roles, covering roles, doing outreach programs in the schools and retirement centers, and participating in master classes, coachings, workshops, yoga classes. I gotta do some stretching for that one. All sorts of fun stuff. Obviously, the pandemic has shifted some things for the Studio Artists program this season, but we know the training and opportunity for these young singers is very important. And we wanted to ensure they could continue to grow as artists. So, online master classes have already started up. We have a picture of one right here with our guest clinician, Chuck Hudson, a fabulous stage director in the industry. And also our studio artists will be presenting a recorded concert to share with schools and retirement centers that will be featured, and they will be featured in our upcoming production of Die Fledermaus. Well, without further ado, let's get to know these wonderful singers. Please help me welcome soprano Kyaunnee Richardson, tenor Brent Doucette, and baritone Andrew Pardini. Woo! There they are. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, happy Friday to you. There we go. Well, I'd love to know where all of you guys are broadcasting from. Let's start with you, Kyaunnee. Where are you at these days?
I'm in Miami, Florida.
Oh, we're neighbors. You're not too far. You could have driven up, by golly. And Andrew, what about you? Where are you broadcasting from today?
I'm in lovely, overcast, but somewhat sunny Philadelphia, reveling in a really great Eagles win over the New York Giants last night. Go
Hey,
Eagles.
how about that? Go Eagles. All right. And Brent, where are you at? You're very far away, right, Brent?
I am very far away in the distant town of Orlando, Florida.
My goodness, never heard of that, but sounds very exotic. I hear they have wild mice there, so definitely be careful with those. Well, I know we are down one singer today, our mezzo Gloria Palermo, who had another commitment, but she was able to send us a little hello. Let's see the video from Gloria.
Hi everyone, I'm Gloria. I'm the mezzo studio artist here at Opera Orlando. You may have seen me last season as Vocla in Girl of the Golden West. I also covered Cherubino in Le Nozze di Figaro. And this season, I'm super excited because I'll be making my debut as Hansel in Hansel and Gretel. And that will be with our other studio artist, Kyaunnee Richardson. So I'm very much looking forward to that and feeling so grateful that we are able to perform during this time. And I've learned so much here during my time here as a studio artist, especially from observing my fellow colleagues and other cast members. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the workshops and the private coachings that we have planned for the fall. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this episode of The High Note, and I really hope to see you at one of our next shows. Thanks. Bye.
Wonderful, Gloria. Thank you so much for sending that video. Sorry you couldn't join us today. Now, some of you out there might be thinking, online master classes, online programs, are they really the same as in person? Of course, nothing can replace live theater, live master classes, but I believe they can still have an impact. And I'd love to hear from the studio artists. Brent, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to put you on the spot, my friend. Our online master classes, how has it been? Are you still able to get what you need to out of them?
So it's definitely been different for sure, but we're just adapting and rolling with the punches. So it's been great working with Chuck. The master classes have been super, super interesting, and also over Zoom, it's almost like more of an intimate setting, and we can really connect and extract the information we need.
Yeah, I bet so. And what have the master classes been focusing on? Andrew, do you mind sharing with us a little bit what you guys have been learning with Chuck?
Yeah, of course. Well, opera singers unfortunately get kind of a bum rap for being a little stiff at times on stage and kind of being a little too consumed with the music and being down up in that. But Chuck is very much about becoming a fully realized singing actor. So we've talked a lot about character development and really picking apart the libretto of an opera and kind of going beyond just the regular park and bark, as a lot of people like to refer to. So
yeah, we don't say park and bark, right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And Kyaunnee, what about you? What have you gotten out of the master classes so far? Kyaunnee, make sure you're unmuted. Are you unmuted, Kyaunnee? Can you hear us? Kyaunnee, what's been some takeaways for you from the master classes so far?
Well, so far, Chuck has been so gracious in telling everybody to just be, to simplify everything because the answer is right in front of you. And I tend to overthink a lot. So for him to point that out to us, it's like,
yeah, we all have that tendency to overthink. I think we lost you there for a second, Kyaunnee.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think we just have a little.
Really terrible.
That's all right. Miami's so far away. You know what I mean? You're so far away. Yeah. What? Try one more time, Kyaunnee. What were you saying about overthinking things?
Yes.
Well, that's all right. We've lost Kyaunnee down there in Miami.
I was saying overthinking in regards to I can look at a score and when you ask me a simple question, it's more of I have to think of the broad answer.
We'll get Kyaunnee back on there. Don't worry about that, Kyaunnee. I know what you mean. Sometimes we only see the big picture. We see a big opera score, but it's nice to have these sessions with Chuck where we can focus on the small things and get back to the basics. Well, each of you will have an opportunity this season to apply what you're learning in the master classes to some big roles. Starting with you, Andrew, you'll be playing the title role, as it were, as Falca or the Bat in Die Fledermaus. What else do you have coming up this season at Opera Orlando?
Yeah, indeed. So after Falca, which I'm really looking forward to, Fledermaus, operetta is really my thing. It's really great. I'll be back in January to cover Peter in Hansel and Gretel, which is a role I really love. And then I'll be back again in March and April to finish off the season with the new production of Carmen, to do Don Cairo and cover Escamillo. So it's just a really phenomenal, fruitful, fun season. So
Yeah, some great roles in there for you, sir. We're excited to have you on the main stage just in a couple of months. And Brent, what about you? What do you have coming up this season at Opera Orlando?
Yeah, I'll be doing Dr. Blint in Fledermaus in December, and then Gerasim in The Death of Ivan Ilyich, and then finishing it off with Remendado and Carmen.
And now Death of Ivan Ilyich, that's going to be a world premiere. So brand new role. You'll be the first one to perform that role. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And now, Kyaunnee, I think we might have gotten you back here. What do you have coming up this season at Opera Orlando? Are we keeping you busy?
Yeah, you guys are keeping us busy. So I will be doing the role of, covering the role of Adele in Fledermaus in December, and then in January I'll be doing Gretel, and which I'm really excited about. And then I'll be doing Frasquita and Carmen. It's in April, and then I'll be doing Calpurnia in The Secret River, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, well, let's talk more about that one. But I should mention Gloria, who we saw in the video. She'll be joining you as Hansel in Hansel and Gretel and as Mercedes in Carmen. She's also going to be Ida in Die Fledermaus. So all four of you have plenty to keep you busy. But let's go back to The Secret River. This also is a brand new opera. It's our first commissioned opera at Opera Orlando. And Kyaunnee, you're really playing the pivotal character, the primary character of Calpurnia, who goes on this journey to find a secret river, hopefully save her family during the Great Depression of the 30s. And it's set in Central Florida, which I absolutely love about this piece. And we had you record an excerpt from the opera, and thank you so much for doing that. Set up this piece that we're about to see, your aria.
Well, in this, Calpurnia has learned that her family is poor, even though she doesn't feel like she is poor. In her childlike innocence, she tries to find a way to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And she realizes that she can solve the problem with her trusty dog, Splinters.
Oh, you gotta have the sidekick there, kind of like Toto from Wizard of Oz. We got Mr. Splinters in there. Well, here is Calpurnia's aria from The Secret River. Beautiful, beautiful work, Kyaunnee, and a big shout out to your pianist there, Karen Levine, for brand new music. But gosh, it's so musical. I mean, do you enjoy singing Stella's music? Stella Sung, the composer there.
I do. I mean, I was just actually talking to Stella yesterday about this, and how the question that was posed to me was like, how in the world do you learn this kind of music? And I said, well, the way how she has it written, particularly this aria, the melody is towards the end on the second half. It was the first part that was actually the challenge for me, because I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to get this melody down unless I work backwards. So, but still, there is this melody and this story that needs to be told within it. So once I got used to singing it over and over, I said, yeah, there you go. That's it.
It sounds very organic, very natural in your voice, and of course, beautiful lyrics, poetry by our librettist there, Mark Campbell. We are so excited about the Secret River, as we are for Deflator Mouse, which is coming up before you know it. We first have chorus rehearsals starting up in November, and then you guys will join us, our principal artist, in December. Now, some might already know, but the chorus is actually going to be pre-recorded, both audio and visual, and then they will be projected on the big screen, all Hollywood Squares or an oversized Zoom meeting, kind of like what we have today, but without the technical glitches. And that's part of our socially distanced approach to Deflator Mouse, and also an effort to keep everyone safe and not have too many people on stage. I'd love to hear from you all, our wonderful studio artists, about what do you think about this adapted approach to Deflator Mouse, presenting it in a socially distant way, as we continue to roll with the punches, as it were. So I'm going to start with the titular character himself, Andrew, as our bat, Falca. What do you think on our take of Deflator Mouse so far, Andrew?
I think it's super inventive, and it's very with the times. I think a lot of companies right now are trying to pivot is the word of the times as well. And then I think Opera Orlando has done just that with the Deflator Mouse. Between you and Grant kind of crafting this whole new script for us that still maintains the spirit of Strauss, but enlivening it with the flavor of the day. But we're in a little bit of a weird time right now, but we still approach it with fun and lightheartedness, and we have that champagne toast at the end, and it's a great night at the opera. So I think it'll be a really good time for all.
It'll still be a lot of fun, no doubt about that. We certainly have a handful of COVID jokes dropped in there, but our number one priority is making sure people stay safe. They'll be spread out in the audience. People will have to wear masks to attend unless they're enjoying their food and beverage. And we'll be spread out on the stage as well, taking a lot of precautions backstage to make sure you guys are taken care of and stay safe back there. Brent, what about you as you dive into the role of Dr. Blint, who's very much the comic relief? What's your preparation been like for this production? Oh, did we lose Brent? Brent, are you on mute again? Don't mute yourself, my friend. We want to hear you. Well, while he's figuring things out, if you have any questions about the production, feel free to put them in the comments. We're going to have a little Q&A section coming up in just a little bit. Kyaunnee, what about you? What's your take on the, as you prepare, you're covering Adele, obviously. What's been your thoughts as we adapt Deflator Mouse to these pandemic times?
Oh my goodness. I mean, looking through the score and the dialogue, it's been cleverly written. And I just love the lightness and the bubbliness of everybody. And I'm just really looking forward to be able to dive in and just do this. And I hope everybody comes out to see this.
We hope so as well. We do have tickets still available, so buy your tickets now to Deflator Mouse. It is a comedy, and some people might think, well, opera's too stuffy, it's not for me. This one's more like a musical, really. There's dancing, there's dialogue. It'll be presented in English. Even though it's a German title, Deflator Mouse, it's really The Revenge of the Bat. I mean, come on, how hilarious is that? Did we get Brent back on there? Brent?
I'm back.
Hey, all right. You got Orlando's very dangerous. You know, you're in a dangerous place there.
You're not wrong.
Well, Brent, we wanted to hear about as you prepare the role of Dr. Blint, who's the comic relief, as it were, in Deflator Mouse. How are things coming with your role preparation for that?
You know, it's coming. I'm really trying to, you know, keep my role preparation the same, no matter the circumstance, no matter everything that's going on right now. So just been trying to focus on that. And I think that the nature of the show is quirky and, you know, rolling with the punches. And so it's almost poetic that we're doing it in this manner. So it should be a lot of fun.
It's apropos, no doubt about that. Well, I see that John Young is watching, the composer for Death of Ivan Illich. Big shout out to him. I know he's excited to hear you, Brent, and your role for that. Let's see, we do have a question here from our audience. They want to know what other precautions are being taken by Dr. Phillips Center. So we actually have temperature checks when you arrive at the theater. They don't have to pat anyone down anymore or touch your belongings. They have this new thing called an Evolve, and you just walk right through it and it scans you. So that's kind of nice. Obviously, all the tickets are now scannable tickets, so no one has to touch your tickets. All of their ushers will be in masks. You can still get food and drinks, but you're going to have to be 6 feet apart as you line up for that. They have hand sanitization stations all over the place. That's kind of a fun thing. They sanitization station. That's a little tricky. That was a mouthful there. You can find out all those details, though, on the Dr. Phillips Center website. They've done a great job. I think we might even pop this up in the comments so you guys can check out the information on all the precautions they're taking to make sure that you are staying safe for this performance. We also have another question out there. Oh, this one's for you, Andrew. It says, how do you keep your hair so luscious?
Well, I as a baritone, I appreciate that question because, you know, I come from a long line of, you know, Sam Raimi and Mr. Milnes and everybody. We have a reputation to uphold. So,
yeah, you got to keep up. You got to keep up. Yeah.
We got to condition it and blow dry and the whole 9 yards. So I appreciate that.
Well, the embarrassing part about that question, that was actually from my mother who asked that. So I guess she.
I send my love.
She now has a new favorite baritone. So that's too bad.
Wow.
That's too bad. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and. Surpassing all the odds, all the technical difficulties to stay with us. Brent, we're happy we got you back. I thought I lost you there for a second. Any final words before we let you go?
See you at the opera.
Oh, I like that one. I might steal that. I like that one.
Yeah, thank you for joining on the high note. And yeah, please come out and support Opera Orlando. We'll see you soon.
We always try and end on a high note. Oh, where's that? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Thank you very much. Brent, what about you, bud?
She took my see you at the opera, so thanks for watching, everybody.
Sopranos, they're the worst. Just kidding. Always trying to steal scenes and steal taglines. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you later. Let's hear it for our studio artists. Take it easy, guys. Thank you so much. Well, we've made it to that part of the program to tell you what's coming up online in the arts or in person in the arts. I know, can you believe it? Live events are actually happening. Well, the Metropolitan Opera continues its nightly streams. Tonight is Falstaff. Oh gosh, perhaps my favorite opera by Verdi. Definitely check it out. It's from the 1992 Met production. Tomorrow night will be Rossini's Le Comte Ori from 2011, and then Strauss's Der Rosenkavalier on Sunday. Definitely check that out. Our friends over at the Philharmonic, they have been doing live performances. Exploria Stadium, Calvary Assembly Hall. They have an upcoming concert with our dear friend Rima playing Prokofiev on November 7th. Please get your tickets for that. And the Orlando Ballet, they opened The Sleeping Beauty last night. I was very honored to be able to attend. I have to say, Caitlin Robichaud as the Sleeping Beauty is radiant. Absolutely fabulous. So they have another performance tomorrow night at Dr. Phillips Center in the Disney Theater, the same place that we will be performing Deflator Mouse. So check it out. See all the safety precautions that Dr. Phillips Center has taken. Everyone's spread out there, just like they'll be for The Revenge of the Bat. Also at Opera Orlando, we continue our Representation Matters with a Black Artist, Black Stories episode next month with special guest Grammy winner Jeffrey Redding and Metropolitan Opera music staff member Howard Watkins, hosted by Chev Lovett and broadcast on November 22nd at 2 p.m. And as a precursor to our main stage production of Carmen, which will be presented in April of 2021. Opera Orlando is excited to be a part of Russian Ballet's production of the Carmen Ballet Suite, with 2 more performances on October 25th at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. at the Athens Theater in DeLand, with none other than Gloria Palermo singing the role of Carmen. There's our studio artist again. They just keep popping up, those guys. And did you know this? October 25th is national, world, whatever, universal, I can't remember the adjective there. It's Opera Day, October 25th, because it's Bizet's birthday. Georges Bizet, who composed Carmen, his birthday. And ironically, it's also Johann Strauss II's birthday. I wonder if that's why we programmed Die Fledermaus and Carmen. Well, I need like a Twilight Zone cue. I don't have that though. Nonetheless, speaking of Carmen, I want to see if anyone out there still doesn't have their season tickets. Come on now, our season tickets are on sale for the 2020-21 season, which includes Fledermaus, Hansel and Gretel, and of course Carmen. Buy your season tickets today. They make great Christmas presents. That's what I've heard. Is it too early to talk about Christmas? I don't think so. Oh, and speaking of Christmas, perhaps the most important thing, save the date for Giving Tuesday. That will be December 1st this year. Help keep us going at Opera Orlando with a donation, which will be fully tax deductible, as we are a registered 501c3 nonprofit. So after a hopefully hearty Thanksgiving, make sure to save some leftovers for us. Well, that wraps us up today. I want to thank you all so much for joining us. Big thank you to our studio artists to send us off. They've put together some of their favorite arias and art songs. We're going to kick it off with Kyaunnee singing Je veux vivre from Gounod's Romeo et Juliette. And then Brent will treat us with Schubert's Der Ölkönig, the Earl King. Oh gosh, my kids love this song. Fabulous song. And then Gloria will do Rossini's Cruda Sorte, and we'll wrap it up with Andrew Pardini as Schaunard, and a wonderful production of La Boheme featuring some of our friends. You'll see Tyler Putnam in there. He'll be showing up as Frank in Die Fledermaus this season. And Brandon Morales, who is in our production of All Is Calm. Thank you all so much for joining us, and enjoy our final video.
Je veux vivre dans le rêve, mon Se un dolce o ruvidi
Thank you for joining us today, and join us again on December 4th for the next episode of The High Note for a special company update. Stay safe, hang in there, and see you online at the opera.
Champagner hat verschuldet, tralalalala, was wir heute erduldet, tralalalala. Doch aber wir auch Farben und zeigt die volle Klarheit, der Wein ist Gott in Treue und führte ihn zur Weih. Stimmt ein und hol dich in Vereine, dem König schnell geweinen, dem König schnell geweinen. Still ein, still ein, still ein. Die Meier sagen an der Gang, rings im Land, jubeln mit Champagner, der Fürst ist